Deep in the western Pacific lies a hyper-isolated labyrinth of rock and reef. This is a micro-society operating under aggressive environmental defense laws. Over thousands of years of isolation, marine life here evolved in a closed loop. The inland lakes hold millions of golden jellyfish that have completely lost their stinging tentacles, allowing humans to swim safely among them. Gaining access to this sanctuary requires strict compliance. This nation rewrote its immigration laws explicitly to prioritize ecological preservation over mass access. That preservation comes at a steep logistical cost. The entire economy runs on the US dollar grid, with nearly 90% of daily consumer goods and technical gear arriving by long-haul imported freight. You are looking at a direct trade-off. You secure absolute personal safety and untouched diving reefs, but you must absorb the severe financial friction of a remote island supply chain. We call this the Pristine premium. Palau intentionally prices out high-volume budget travel to maintain its uncrowded ecosystem. Deciding if you belong here requires testing your timeline, your budget, and your career flexibility against this restrictive reality. This chart plots global tropical destinations based on two basic metrics: ecological purity and safety on the horizontal axis, and financial cost and effort on the vertical axis. Standard tropical hubs like Bali or Costa Rica cluster in the lower half. They offer moderate costs and moderate environmental purity, scaled specifically for mass access. Palau sits isolated in the extreme top right corner: high purity, high cost. To navigate this, we need to test three specific profiles: the high-end tourist, the digital nomad, and the specialized expat. Moving here is not about bending the island to your workflow. It is about confirming you have the capital and the focus, but the island's infrastructure was designed to support. The logistical filter begins the moment you land at Roman Temechkal International Airport in Koror. Most global citizens, including US, UK, and EU nationals, clear immigration smoothly with a 30-day visa granted entirely free of charge on arrival. But clearance requires a mandatory capital contribution. A $100 Pristine Paradise environmental fee is integrated directly into your airline ticket. Then comes the legal boundary. Before leaving the terminal, every traveler must physically sign the Palau Pledge, a massive environmental promise stamped directly into their passport pages, legally binding them to protect the ecosystem. Once cleared, you face the climate. Temperatures hold steady around 85 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, but the region experiences erratic, heavy tropical cloudbursts, with intense storm activity peaking between July and October. This timeline tracks the seasonal weather patterns. The prime operating window spans from November to April, delivering maximum underwater visibility and calm open ocean navigation. These high entry fees and narrow weather windows act as a deliberate structural filter. They throttle mass tourism volume to directly fund conservation efforts. Inside the primary municipal sectors of Koror, the daily realities of an isolated geography dictate your budget. Because the nation lacks vast tracts of agricultural land and heavy manufacturing facilities, it cannot sustain its population independently. This heavy import reliance drives up prices. A casual lunch costs $10 to $20, and a one-bedroom apartment runs $600 to $1,100 monthly. For remote workers, the isolation is becoming easier to manage. Satellite internet networks, specifically Starlink, are slowly optimizing digital workflows. However, you are paying elevated prices for internet and rent without gaining access to the sprawling cafe culture or co-working infrastructure found in typical digital nomad hunks. Utilizing Palau as a remote base secures extreme Pacific isolation alongside US dollar stability, but you must be prepared to absorb the severe price shocks inherent to an island supply chain. The administrative footprint reflects this quiet isolation. Even the national capital in Nurulmud is small, uncrowded, and deeply integrated into the jungle. That low population density translates to exceptional global peace indicators. Violent crime codes and gang activities are practically non-existent. Solo travelers navigate coastal roads late at night with absolute security. Culturally, the pacing moves to a deeply laid-back, matriarchal island rhythm. The local lifestyle centers entirely around the ocean. relying on rich marine catches and traditional dishes like ukayab, savory crab meat slow-cooked with coconut milk and taro leaves. Participating in the local labor market presents a stark income divide. Baseline wages for standard labor hover between $600 and $900 monthly. This chart compares standard earnings to foreign professional packages. Specialized technical instructors and researchers command highly lucrative compensation, frequently clearing $2,000 to $4,000 a month. These premiums are paid out strictly to foreign experts operating high-end ecotourism logistics, managing marine fisheries, or building infrastructure. A slow-paced micro-society will quickly cure burnout and financially reward specialized technical skills. But if you require fast-paced entertainment and constant urban stimulation, this isolated environment will induce severe island fever. We can now run the final calculation to determine which profiles actually yield a positive return on investment. For the general budget backpacker, the financial math fails. High flight costs, mandatory environmental fees, and expensive imported food make this an unviable path for low-budget travel. For the standard digital nomad, proceed with caution. While satellite internet makes the workflow possible, the lack of modern networking amenities means you are paying a high premium solely for the isolation. But for the specialized professional or the well-funded eco-tourist, this is an exact match. If you carry technical maritime skills or prioritize uncrowded diving environments, the island's infrastructure is built specifically for you. Palau thrives precisely because it limits mass access. It operates as an exclusionary ecological fortress, sacrificing broad tourist appeal to ensure its marine habitats survive. Would you baseline your digital workflow inside a pristine Pacific sanctuary, knowing a legally binding environmental pledge determines your entry status? Tell us below. Next stop, Panama. We trade extreme Pacific isolation for the ultimate global shipping crossroads and the financial engine of Central America. Subscribe to stay real.